welcome back. I have some exciting games here from Worlds 2015, and I have with me commentating this game the player on the left, Noah McKee. How are you doing this morning, Noah?
Good, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So this was from the top 16 cut of Worlds 2015. This was 1 week ago as of this commentary recording. So this was Sunday. Do you remember the date? Was this the 5th? The 9th, right?
8th? I think the 9th? That sounds right.
Yeah. So we have Kate McCaffrey on the left. That's some alt art, ANRPC art on the left. And we have HB Engineering the Future on the right. And Brandon is playing Brandon or Brendan?
I think it's right. I think it's Brandon. Brandon Hulk, I believe.
Brandon Hulk. He was the number 1 seed on Swiss. And Noah, you were number 6, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon was the only person to sweep me in the Swiss. I lost to this HB, and he's playing DLR Val.
Right. And so this is a strong start here. So this was your I think 4th round game. So you had already lost 1 game at this point, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think. Yeah.
Okay. And so we have some ice down on the table on the right. We have looked like probably I think that was an ash down on the table. I see another ash in his hand, but that seems likely. Or do you think he's going for an early score here?
Rushing out an ABT isn't bad. I think that's why I'm checking it. Like, if he rushes out an ABT and gets a really good flip, then that can be difficult to come back from. I think it might be an ABT. I mean, obviously I do. That's why I'm running it. Okay, cool. It's a breaker bay.
So breaker bay. Yeah. And you have Tech Writer out. So you had a couple interesting inclusions in your Kate deck. Can you talk about those?
Yeah, I switched the Parasite, Data Sucker, and Stem Hack to a David because I thought it was just really well suited for all the big ice that's out. Ichi 2.0, Turing, Tollbooth, Suzanu to a lesser extent. Because there's a lot of CVS Cyber Dex Virus Suite going around, so people were purging a lot proactively. And so I thought that was one good switch. And then I also played 3 of this card, Tech Rider, which, I don't know, it's just one of the things we tested out of Data and Destiny, and it seemed to get really good results. I was especially in this slower matchup, against ETF, I was regularly pulling it for anywhere from 8 credits to 16 credits, which, for 1 card and 1 slot and 2 clicks is pretty amazing.
Pretty efficient there, yeah. And this was a hilarious turn from Brandon on the right.
Just dump it all.
2 upgrades and an agenda, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you go check HQ with Dirty Laundry, just see the Cyber Decks, get a little bit of money. Do you think you could pressure that remote at this point? Looks like you're going to
yeah, maybe. I mean, it depends what it is. Caprice,
right,
okay.
So res the Caprice. And then you likely have a Ash to deal with after this.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, this game is coming back to me. So I win, which helps. And then he ashes. But he ashes for an interesting amount. You should see what he does. I think we talked about it afterwards, and he wasn't happy with his line of play here.
Yeah, I think he screwed up because I think I'm not sure if he put the money in the trace yet, but he does it in a way where you have the ability to beat the trace and then trash everything, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And that's huge.
I think he needed to put 1 more credit into it. So you need 4 credits to trash the Ash and Caprice, and so he needs to bump it up by another credit. You have that link. I think he probably forgot about your link, right?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. No, I don't think he actually forgot about it. I think he literally just didn't calculate it. Afterwards, we were talking, and it didn't seem like he forgot about it. But either way, there aren't a lot of things you're willing to go broke for, and especially as runner, but that is totally one of them. Getting all that out of there and scoring the early ABT, that's excellent.
To clear those 2 upgrades.
Yeah.
And look at how quickly you jumped out of that, too.
Yeah, exactly. And, even if that was another ABT, and I, had to let it go through, that would have been totally, reasonable.
Oh, yeah, because he's kind of in a bad position to trigger it at that point. It's just a huge risk.
Yeah.
All right, and yeah, you got the prepaid out. I guess you already had the prepaid out, but that lucky find just brought you right back into the game. And this looks like probably an Eve campaign or something like that.
Yeah, that could be reasonable. I don't know if he wants to like set up another scoring remote or just like wait for the Adonis to pay off and then get an upgrade back in that one. So yeah, Eve campaign could be reasonable. I don't think I check it because again,
Yeah, it's not hugely threatening. And look, you're developing some R&D, so another Adonis.
Yeah.
So you ended up playing a lot of HB in this cut, and I imagine in the Swiss as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Like we haven't seen the HB seem to just kind of jump right back into the game, I guess because of Global Food Initiative.
GFI, and it has a really good DLR Val matchup. The world's meta can be like pretty insular because we're all staying at the like Radisson together, and like everyone's in the lobby kind of like figuring out what decks to play. And so when I think a lot of people decided, oh, I think this is bad, I think can't. I remember this is like the one maker. I missed a Maker's Eye one weekend.
Yeah.
Oh no, I nailed this. Yeah, this is fine.
I don't think you go in.
No, I don't because I can't afford something.
Can you? Because you didn't install this turn yet, did you? Or did you put the R&D interface down this turn?
I think I installed something.
Okay. Yeah, you were one credit off for being the data.
Yeah, that totally haunted me.
And what I was watching this, and I think the next 3 cards. So that was Global Food on top.
Yeah,
the next 2 cards are agendas.
Yeah, I think that was the one Maker's Eye I bricked on this weekend, and I felt really bad.
Did you anticipate that Toll Booth could be there? Did you just? I'm just curious if you. I think thought that could fail and just risked it, or
no, I definitely did not think it could fail. I just wasn't thinking about why it could fail. I think I looked at my credit pool and I thought like basically anything was reasonable, but yeah, I was 1 credit off from Toll Booth.
Right.
It's a bummer.
He would have SMC with the David would cost him 5 credits and he was at 4, so just 1 credit off there.
Yeah.
And looks like Brandon is stabilizing a bit here. He has drawn agendas, but that scoring remote just opened up with 3 ice down.
Yeah.
Although you have good pressure here. You have a lot of money on the table.
Yeah. Bouncing back is nice. I mean, it seems like a relatively, I don't know, innocuous thing, but whiffing or bricking on that Maker's Eye like can really cost you a game.
Well, yeah, definitely. In this game in particular, just because we know there were so many agendas on.
Yeah,
the Maker's Eyes are valuable resources here.
Yeah, but if he gets fed, the right agendas, then it's going to be difficult. Oh, cool, legwork.
So this was interesting to me. You put down the Gordian Blade and then legwork. Did you know what this ice was? Did you know it was an enigma?
No, I just wanted to get. If it was a code gate, I couldn't get the Gordian out of my hand, so everything else I can get. So all
right, there's the Vitruvius. So I think he had at least I think he had 2 agendas in hand because he put down the NAPD into that remote. So he had 3 agendas, and luckily he got one of those out of his hand before that legwork. But
is that an NAPD or a GFI?
I think that's the NAPD. I think I saw him install it just now. So is it advanced twice? It's a little bit hard to tell. Let's see. He advances, he advances 2 more times to get the NAPD scored. And so he has good econ at this point, and you don't seem too worried about trying to suppress the asset econ. Why is that?
I think it was just the nature of this game, because I had to go broke trashing all that stuff really early, and then he answered with 2 Adonises like back to back, and like generally I'll trash Adonis in most scenarios, but I just needed to take time to recover, and so his assets paid off to the extent where I kind of accepted that he was going to have money.
Okay.
I still don't think I should trash this Eve campaign. We're just not really at the point in the game where it's super essential. if I got fed like a ton of econ and I didn't have any other outlet, then maybe I would trash it, just so he couldn't like get go over my head on ash traces or whatever. But I'm kind of fine just like building up and using my econ on multi-axis right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of focus on the centrals, just seeing as how you're 2 points up, 4 points up.
Yeah.
To win there.
Yeah, exactly.
So something you just did levy, and it seemed a little bit early. I was curious why you decided at that point to trigger the levy.
I don't know how early it was. I'll usually do it with 5 econ cards in the bin and 2 prepaids down. Like that's kind of my base. Sometimes I'll do it with 1 prepaid down, 5 in the bin. Sometimes I'll do it with 4 in the bin, 2 prepaids down, any combination around that area. I like to levy when there's like a window and it doesn't seem like they're gonna have any like huge plays to like react with, It's
Sure.
kind of like
so
there's David. Cool.
There's David now.
Nice.
So this is probably David Maker's Eye, it kind of looks like.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I kind of want to be able to steal an APD, but it could be.
That's interesting to hear that you have like these sort of soft rules that you play by with that levy and the econ, and I think you definitely had at least 5 econ cards in the bin, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think about the game in that way, like having these rules. So I'm interested when other players kind of develop these ideas. Okay, so you just took a lot of money off Tech Writer. It was just 10 credits, 8 credits off Tech Writer.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. Into another legwork.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah.
So this was an interesting legwork. You had legworked about 2 turns previously.
Yeah.
I guess you just didn't see a lot of agenda development on the board, and it paid off. There you go.
Yeah, so I was talking about this matchup with Wes and a few other people before, and legwork is actually really important in this matchup. Like, your legworks actually really have to pay off because the ETF player can get into a mode where they have a ton of ice on R&D, a ton of ice on the scoring remote, and they're just dumping, like, agendas into the scoring remote as they top deck them. And so it sounds like a fairly harmless thing, but if you whiff on a legwork, it's really hard to win. And I got to legwork twice that game, and both of them yielded agendas. So I think that was largely like what happened. In addition to getting in addition to getting the remote like dismantled early, winning that first side game was huge.
Oh yeah, that completely changed the tone of the game. Yeah. I think if he puts 1 more into that trace, that means you probably can't trash the ash at least. So then he has a rezzed ash in the remote.
Yeah.
And you're down to like 3 credits at that point, or 2 credits. That'd be pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. So that play was major, and then I think you timed your legworks pretty well. Missing that Maker's Eye was unfortunate, but
yeah, that was pretty bad.
Like you said, like if they're not developing, if they're not pushing out the agendas into the remote fast enough, they're gonna kind of log jam in HQ.
Yeah,
and you capitalized on that. I think is kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it felt like a pretty clean game on both our parts. I thought he played really well. Obviously he was doing great in the Swiss. I think he went like 15-1. But during our game in the Swiss, I thought he played really well. But yeah, it was just a little bit of luck on my part winning that side game.
It's amazing the difference 1 card can make. I mean, the HB deck I was seeing was pretty much the standard HB that I was even playing like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But with that global food, has just pushed it into the top tier once again.
Yeah, totally. It can handle the field well. It's pretty good against everything. It was a good deck.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Noah, for commenting. We'll have another game with Noah posted on the channel soon, and a couple more games from Worlds up on the channel soon as well. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, Brian.